Hi, Janine.
Hey Hayley, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Congratulations on an incredible game and making it to the final three.
Thank you.
You probably don't remember me, but a few years ago, I was actually out on the beaches with you in Fiji, and the last time we spoke was actually on a particularly bad day of weather. It was pouring with rain, and I was sitting with you for about an hour doing an interview.
It's pretty horrific. I mean, you do get so bloody basic back there, don't you? And you just go, yeah, I'm sitting in the rain and wet through and no change of clothes, and what am I doing?
Yeah, I'm much happier to be speaking to you under much more comfortable circumstances today.
No, me too.
So tell me about what it was like watching the series back and watching it back last night. How are you feeling?
Oh, look, it's a personal best for me, right? So I was last top six last time, I was top three this time. So, kind of got third. So, so look, obviously you sit there and you go, oh, they missed out that, but that's TV, that's part of the edit, right? They've got hours and hours of footage, they've got to sort of put it in. And also they've got to talk about the narrative, right? There is the winner's story, which they've got to be able to do that. So for me, I watch TV as sort of a viewer. But equally, really thrilled just to be sitting in that final three and happy with the game I played. I think that quite often with Survivor, or anything you do, you think back and go, I wish I did that different or this that different. But I don't think I could have done anything different to not get the outcome. I don't think I would have been there if I did anything different.
Yeah, and I mean, it is such a huge achievement to make it to the final three on this season with the caliber of players that were out there this time. Like, that is an amazing feat in itself.
Yeah, and look, no, you're quite right. So you sort of in some seasons you go, oh, who's the goats we can take to the end? This wasn't that season, right? There was no one that everyone sitting at that end has a story to tell, right? And look, I've got to say with Parv, she had the most holistic game. She won the necklace, she won challenges. She played some really big, bold moves. I mean, God, her thinking on her feet with the parchment with Cass was really impressive. So, God, to lose to Parv, no issue there, right? At all. So no, it was no, really happy to sort of just be part of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you had a great pitch, and on any other season, like you were probably a shoe-in to win. So it's actually crazy to have those top three in this game at the end, I think.
Yeah, look, and obviously, as you know, that everyone's speech went for about 20 to 25 minutes. So there was a lot of, things in there that you sort of really go micro with the game and sort of explain it. But at the end of the day, the jury for various reasons chose, do what they do. But equally, I think if I was sitting on the jury, I think I would have made the same decision as they did.
And you were someone, obviously, that Survivor fans have wanted to see back for a long time. And personally, I didn't think we were ever going to get you back on our screens, and we did. So I want to know why now and why this season.
Well, it was short. So that was one thing. Look, I love the game, right? Like really invested into, I love the challenge. I love to challenge myself. I mean, as I'm getting older, I want to go, right, can I still do things and what can I do? So there's sort of that personal challenge that I want to do. And I really enjoy the sort of the social side of it. And, some of my closest friends now are Survivor people, right? So, I mean, there is something that is very much gets into your system. I didn't think I'd play again either. Certainly wouldn't have played a full season. I nearly said yes to the Blood versus Water one purely because it gave my son an opportunity to play, but I end up doing a Celebrity Apprentice instead. But other than that, I think to doing it myself, I don't think I would do it again. But I also, as people would say, why would you do it? I think, well, how could you say no? How could you say no to say you've got opportunity to test yourself, to have an experience, knowing that you're not really stranded on a desert island and you're not going to really starve to death, right? So yeah, at any point you can put your hand out and go, I'm out. So not that you would, but you could. See, for me, I go, how could you say no?
Yeah, I love that about you. And with Luke, I mean, this is a relationship that goes back to your previous season. The decision to play with Luke this time, did you go in thinking like from day one it's something you wanted to do, or was it more something that developed out of when David went home so early, you needed another number one?
No, look, David would have been a harder number one than Luke, to be honest, because David's such a strong my way, highway sort of player. Luke, I have a huge amount of respect for Luke as a player, right? And I know, and he's very social and he's a real little weaseler, right? So I believe that in Survivor, and this is my view, and other people have different views. I believe in Survivor, if you're 2 equals 10 in Survivor. And if you get the right two, and most importantly, the right two that you trust each other and you have each other's back, right? And that's so rare. You know, Sari got it with Parvati. I got it with Luke. I had it with Pia. So if you can get that, it's really powerful because you can divide and conquer. You can be in two places at the same time. You can come together and you can strategize of what the information you need. So for me to play with Luke was kind of, kind of obvious. And there was a couple of things that happened that made us both go yes. First and foremost, we both voted for David. And even on the revote, when we both knew that David was in trouble, we still voted for him because we thought it was the right thing to do. And then that would obviously then make us the enemies of that group. But despite that, we still decided we would. Fundamentally, even though we're different people, we are very similar in playing the game, but we also play it with loyalty. Even though loyalty in the Survivor word is a dirty word, we kind of felt like we had that same sort of DNA as such.
So you both stood by David in that vote.
Yeah, we did. And funnily enough, the very first time Luke and I played, the same thing happened. Him and I were the only two people that voted for Pierre, I think, in the end. And everyone else voted. And so here we are sitting and looking at each other going, it's happened again. And so that kind of also connected it. But, and I know Luke as a human and he's I mean, I didn't have much to do with Luke after the game the first time. So it's not as if we were friends or, we caught up. But even though he voted me out, I'm very fond of Luke.
Yeah. And I mean, with that decision that you had to make at Final Four, how hard was it to make that decision for you? I mean, you were faced with staying true to Luke, someone you'd been working from the start, but you'd also made promises to Sari and Parvati, and you clearly had a great relationship with them. So how difficult was that decision?
Look, it was an easy decision in the sense it's what I wanted to do, but it was a hard decision because emotionally, what you didn't see is the relationship I had with Sari and Parvati, which was really strong. And that's why I felt very confident going into that I was going to be the third. But I knew Sari's story. I wanted to give her the chance to sit on that. I wanted to be that person. But equally, the relationship I had with Luke was longer and stronger. And I didn't actually think that Sari was a better choice than Luke game-wise because I thought equally both had very, very strong stories, which was good because you could take that off the table and then go, okay, who am I going to go forward with? And look, I said at the time, I'm really sorry, because I actually genuinely was. But I did work Sari and Parvati very hard because if I was them, I would have set me to fire because I'm the weakest fire, right? And it would have increased their chances of getting to Sari to the end because it would have been her and me playing fire. And I can make fire, but I'm not like a Luke who was making fire every day and was very, very good at it.
Yeah, I think that's testament to sort of the things you were doing behind the scenes, like working those relationships the whole time to get that result.
And I'm not the big brassy player. I'm very much the subtle player. I'm very much going, what do I need to achieve and how do I achieve it and with who? And so I'm very much going, right, it's like the curvy vote. All right, Sari, what do you think of this? Or, I plant seeds, but they're always very deliberate because I find a path to the end. I couldn't find it with the internationals. They wouldn't talk to us. We couldn't open that crack. And so my only path, which then I could bring Luke into, was with Sari and Parvati. And so Luke was working on the internationals. I was working and trying to find out which door would open for us. And so my door was opening. And so that's when I could scoop Luke up and go, hey, come over here because this door's open, because we could not crack that code with internationals. And so our only path to the end was with our relationship with Parvati and Sari.
Yeah, I think that's what makes you a really impressive player. I feel like you make a lot of deliberate moves. There's subtlety in it, but I think it's really clear in your game. Luke called you his fairy godmother last night, which was hilarious. But I also think, I mean, this is the second time you've actually saved Luke. I was there
No.
last time you played, and Luke was definitely going home in a last minute night scramble. And your skills of persuasion basically turned that tribal council around and saved him. So, I mean, Luke owes you a lot. This is the second time you've saved him in the game.
I know. I remember him. I remember it actually at the time when that fire, and I thought I was in trouble. And I remember saying to Luke, Luke, mate, you watch it when the TV on, but you were gone, and I saved you. Come on, but yeah, he had to go with the numbers and kick me out at 6. But like if you're in my gang, I will go to war for you. I just do. And Luke was a bit like that too. But everyone gets a bit crazy near the end. Everyone sort of like they can smell the final and they've got to sort of make their path to the final.
Yeah. And why was trust and loyalty such an important component to your game? Not a lot of people can do that in Survivor.
I think with Survivor, what I do think, if you've got a number one like a Pia or a Luke, then you could, and you're communicating effectively with them all the time, even though they didn't tell me about his idol. You do have that trust that you've got, because you can make calls knowing that person will be with you or has more information that can feed into making the right call. So trust and loyalty is actually, in my opinion, if you can find that in Survivor, it helps you get to the end because you can make better decisions, because you have more information and you've got someone at your back. Because there would have been times when my name would have been out and he would have gone, no, don't use Janine. And there was definitely times when Parvati and Sari wanted to get rid of Luke, and I went, no, trust me, he's with us. Like there was definitely times we've had each other's back, not just me with him. And I remember him coming to me, it was at 2:00 in the morning one morning, and he said, I think we're sort of made from the same cloth. And I think that, it was really like getting on one knee and going, will you be my right and die? So, and I was, obviously going, yes, I think I agree with you, and I think we could do it together.
Yeah, I think you're like a really unlikely duo on the surface, but then when you get to it, like you as people, like there's something about you that just seems to connect.
Yeah, and it's true, which is in a game of Survivor when it's all about manipulation. I mean, you look at Kirby and Sarah. I mean, Kirby was they were together, but there was never that real, okay, I really have your back. I mean, there was only 2 players.
Yeah.
Oh, probably the internationals were tight too, but there wasn't many people in the game that really were like, yeah, we're here together.
Yeah, it's quite amazing to be able to do that in the game. I know we don't have much more time. I have one more question and then I just want to get to some quick fire questions. Janine, you have achieved so much in your career and now you've also achieved so much in your Survivor career. What's next for you? And where does this, I guess, moment sit for you in terms of being a finalist in the biggest game of Survivor of all time? Where does that sit for you as an achievement?
Oh, look, I think when you leave Survivor and a lot of people sort of go, I have regrets, right? I should have done this. I could have done that. I don't think I could have played any better a game to get to me where I was. I do think that Parv was the right winner, definitely. But for me, I played the best possible game I could get there. So I've got no regrets. So I'm really happy to hang up my Survivor thing and go, yep, all good. Nothing I need to change. And then for me, I'm still trying to work out what I want to be when I grow up. I'm still sort of on this journey, I'll keep saying yes to things and see where it takes me.
I love that. Let's get to some quick fire questions. What is a better feeling? Winning individual immunity, finding an idol, or pulling off a blindside?
Blindside.
Player with the most annoying habit in camp, and what was it?
George just did not stop talking.
Would you rather win a reward and lose your dignity or lose reward and look good doing it?
I'll win the reward any day of the week. The amount of mud I've covered myself in for rewards. Definitely that one.
Which world player were you most excited to see?
Sari.
If you could be on any reality show, what would you be on?
Traders.
Oh, I would love to see you on the Traders.
I reckon they should get me and Pierre together. I reckon.
Would you want to be a trader or a faithful?
Oh, I think I'd be happy with either.
And if someone were to write a history book on Survivor in 100 years' time, what would you want the headline of the Janine chapter to say?
I think she doesn't play big. She plays smart, and she's seriously considered in every decision she makes.
Thank you so much, Janine. It's been so great to watch you again. I have huge respect for you. I'm just so glad we got to see the Godmother again.
No, thank you. And that'll probably be the last time, but no, thank you, and well done on your podcast.
Thank you. See you, Janine.
See ya.